Hello everyone, welcome back to the another lecture. Here we'll be discussing about what is BIOS. That represents introduction. So what is BIOS? Any guesses everyone? Right, you guessed the correct. The process which is involved in turning on the operating system that represents BIOS. Means when you press the power button, the first thing that start is called as BIOS. What did it full form? Basic Input Output System. What it represented as? This is the one which is involved or which is responsible for turning on your operating system and making your machine ready for use. This is what we BIOS we say, right? It is the most important segment of any machine. This is the one which you can find it over the motherboard. It is always embedded over the motherboard. That image explains. So BIOS is always like it is not over the, you might be thinking it is where it is like on the motherboard. So over the motherboard there is a chip called as IC chip. Okay, similar to the processor or similar to the RAM, you can find it over the motherboard just beside the battery, CMOS battery that we are going to discuss. You are going to have it, and over there, from there all the things start. That is what the BIOS is. If I talk about why it is so important, why BIOS is so important. So this is important because the BIOS plays a crucial role in the computer startup process. When a computer is turned on, the BIOS performs the following critical functions. What are those functions? So the first function is POST, POST, power on self test, which runs every time you press the power button, ensuring that all the hardware components that is connected with your machine are working perfectly fine or not. If any kind of the problem occurs, it will provide you the alert. Second, we have hardware initialization. What do you mean by hardware initialization? It means combining all the hardware from where to pick, what to pick, when to pick. Picking means selecting the files of operating system, right? Then having the boot sequence. If I'm picking the devices, if I'm scheduling the booting process, so from where the process will run. Just like you want to go from one place to another, you go via map, right? You drive a kind of map segment, you draw a map, that we say a route. That is what the boot sequence control is working for, right? Then we have handling over control. What does it mean? The mean is very simple. When my all the booting process is done, when my route is defined, when I'm ready to work, then hand this machine to the user. Look, you can use it now. These are the things important for BIOS. Without BIOS, our computer cannot start, cannot perform any set of the action. BIOS fills the gap between the hardware and the operating system. That we say, right? And it is a fundamental component of computer startup process. So basically, the whole concept of the BIOS is to turn on the operating system, making the machine ready for use as a statement at the starting of the video. This is what we say, guys. So thank you. This is about the introduction of the BIOS, and in the upcoming further lectures, we'll be talking more about the BIOS. Thank you, everyone.